Months ago, I discovered that a news about a smartwatch is that Casio's first Gshock series smartwatch equipped with Wear OS system is finally available. Gshock is resistant to history. I have one back then. I did buy it again when it came out of the solar watch again. Because Gshock is really my favorite. The reason is that its unique exterior design, anti-collision, and waterproof. It's undeniable that Gshock is an electronics watch. One day it will be out of battery and the battery needs to be replaced. When you wear it for 2 years or 3 years, it will be broken internally easily after you change the battery. The reason is that the rubber edge and the waterproof tab at the back side of the core will be aging and distorted. When you change the battery, the seamless joint will be destroyed. Well, after you make up the bottom cover, there will be gaps. So it's easy to get into water. Until the reissue version with solar power charging, I did buy one again. This solar Gshock can overcome the out of battery problem, and there is no need to open the cover for battery replacement. Thank you for the solar energy technology. The watch has been working all the time. I lived with it so happily for years. Wear OS plus Gshock is a new breakthrough. It can be called a new combination too. So everyone likes Gshock. Should we consider to buy back Gshock because of Wear OS? Don't talk about the product detail first. Share about my history and experience with smartwatches. If I make a mistake, please leave a message to correct me. It's all due to my personal experience in the past years. After the only waterproof and anti-collision function, Gshock released more watches with multi-functions. For example, compass, altimeter, air temperature, and air pressure. Although functions are not so accurate, and I had no idea how they can work properly. If you want more accurate features, you have to buy the expensive Casio Portrait series. But it doesn't look like a Gshock. The most important thing that is much expensive than Gshock. Years later, many love exercise frequently. For example, running, hiking, swimming, skiing, etc. Moreover, people like wear a watch to record their own activity data. Several bands that are well known at that time. In the end, I bought a professional sports watch called Garmin Fenix 3HR. It's the first smartwatch that can measure heartbeat on the wrist. Its strength is to record events of different exercise. Furthermore, power consumption is always a concern, especially when you're recording a long period event like marathon. You can use a power pad to recharge your watch while the event recording continues. And there is no need to reboot the watch, and most important, your event will be kept running without any interruptions. This is a good professional sporty watch selling point. Fenix has the most popular sensor, pedometer. Can count how many steps you take each day. It can detect your heartbeat of an activity all the time. The recorded data are highly accurate. This is the reason for being so professional watch. Garmin was very popular in that period of time. People who play jogging, running a marathon, and swimming may buy other bands and will buy Garmin in the end. Garmin also has another product with different prices that fit your specific sports like golf, diving, jogging, so that the consumer has many choices too. It once defeated the Apple Watch, became the world's most sold sports watch, smartwatch. I still remember one of the activities is called SUP, stand-up paddle game. That's a piece of board floating on the water. You stand on it and hold a long paddle and moving forward by left and right side rowing. Actually, the action of SUP is very similar to the action of Dragon Ball. Well, I directly use it as an activity to record Dragon Ball, and find that the data recorded is really suitable for this board. The Fenix 3 has been used for more than 2 years. I remember that in the second year, the battery efficiency dropped to 1 day to 5 days charging cycle. I replaced the core part of the watch at the local agency just for 1,000 Hong Kong dollar only. Fair? So I just add back my metal strap back and a new fresh watch working fine. Garmin is a very good activity record and collect body data. Compared to the needs to be used with mobile phone for daily use, it's not an Apple Watch or an Android watch. At that time, Garmin watches could send their data back to the mobile app and then watch the reports. The notifications on the mobile phone can be transferred back to the watch, but there is never the same Apple Watch that can listen to the phone on the watch. With a watch alone, you can do as many functions as mobile phone. So I gave up this Garmin in the end. Buy a Samsung Watch Active 2. I am very satisfied with the usage because we always pursue the combinations of mobile phone and watch. At least the surface has a higher resolution, colorful and clear, with a lot of styles on the watch faces you can choose. Gradually, Apple Watch becomes the best, especially once the Apple Watch allows usage of NFC for Octopus, a touchless payment in Hong Kong. Android can use the touchless payment for years, but still cannot work alone in any smartwatch yet. Samsung hasn't caught up. Let's talk about a Wear OS version of Casio Gshock. It's a smartwatch GSW H-1000. It's an optical sensor with a heart rate sensor. This is to measure the heartbeat. Compass, altimeter, air pressure sensor, accelerator, Gshock tester, GPS and other functions. What's interesting is that it can run for a month in a watch mode, but when it's under Wear OS, it can run for a day and a half only. Well, every smartwatchers know that it lasts about a day and needs recharge. We used to powering up it every night. The price is about US 700, probably 5,442 Hong Kong dollars. This time, Gshock will be replaced with Wear OS. Will it actually be a big trend? I've talked about it before. Every major brand of watch has its own watch operating system. For example, Apple has Apple OS. Fitbit had its own OS before, but Fitbit just acquired by Google, so they will use the Wear OS in the future. Well, Garmin has Garmin OS. What about Samsung? It was originally from the developers of the Android Wear. Later, he switched to his own brand, Tizen. Few weeks ago, Samsung's Tizen will also give up. The new Samsung watch will switch to Wear OS. It seems that the trend is that everyone is going to return to the Wear OS and give up their own. It's a good solution. Let's take a look at the Samsung watch. Samsung was originally a Wear OS launch partner in 2014. The reasons why Samsung doesn't use Wear OS to return to Tizen is obvious. He will feel that he used his own developed OS with the same interface, and the function system will be better than using Google Wear OS. So I've used Tizen for a period of time and I feel that there is no problem. And if there is a problem, it will be at the app level first, but the OS level problem is not easy to find. It is possible reason behind that until March 2019, Google will open more Wear OS so that some developers can create more new services. This one may be the trigger of Samsung change. You should know that an OS mainly manages the control between software and hardware. Generally, it controls a watch buttons, touchscreens, speakers, and various types of sensors such as the heartbeat sensor. If it's right, there will be a new blood sugar tracking device that will add to the watch. It's also a replacement best time for the Samsung to switch to OS. This kind of blood sugar tracking method is like measuring your heartbeat rate with a watch to know how high your blood sugar is. You don't need a drop of blood from your fingertip. Conveniently and quickly collect a lot of data to help you analyze. It's a new breakthrough. Samsung and Apple will soon be launched this within a year. I am expecting it. However, there are fewer third-party applications in the Tizen system that make lesser innovations in applications. So, it is reasonable to use Wear OS. And then Samsung can focus on developing apps on Wear OS, and Tizen OS developers can transfer. In fact, operation system always working on about control of hardware and low-end programming, which is so boring. Wear OS, Casio Portrait has it, and now Gshock Casio. So later, there will be Samsung Watch Wear OS and Samsung Watch Active Wear OS. I don't know if Garmin will follow the trend, and Garmin Wear OS will be released too. It seems that Wear OS is the general directions of smartwatches. So you know what you are going to buy? That's all my share today. If you think that what I said about is a little bit useful, please click like, subscribe, and the bell next to it. If you have your own opinion, please leave a comment below. Bye bye.